I hope you're smiling because it's me, Rye. Welcome or welcome back to Take Care of Your Body by Rye. I'm your host, Rylan Rosano, and I'm so excited you're here to join me on this journey of becoming the best versions of ourselves. My podcast is for anyone who's interested in health, wellness, and healing, and I'm truly so excited and so proud of you for taking the steps to do something for you today. This episode is so enticing and inspiring. And I'm just truly amazed to know this beautiful soul. And I think you'll really love and resonate with this one. But before we get started, make sure you follow the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform to stay up to date every Wednesday and Saturday for new episodes. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram. You can find the podcast and my wellness Instagram at Take Care by RY. And for all things personal, author, and just behind the scenes of my creation, follow Rylan, Rosee. So it's RYLIN, ROSEE, to learn a little bit more about my life and what I'm up to when I'm not podcasting or writing. You can find my two books that I have published out right now on Amazon. Once Upon a Time, I Survived Myself, which is my poetic healing memoir written about my life from my heart for your heart to inspire you and get you out of whatever you're going through, because it truly is written for anyone who's been through anything hard. And my second book is my Take Care Not Yet Healed or Ready workbook, which is a simpler but guided journal for anyone who wants to heal in a less heavy way. It's perfect for Christmas, so maybe add it on your wish list. And I'm so excited to announce my next book, Everything Was Here But You, will be coming out in February 2026. This one touches on grief, heartbreak, and those weird questions we all have as humans, but we don't really get answers to. I get the answers. I have them for you, and I'm going to share. And it also is that weird feeling of emptiness when we have a really full and beautiful life, but it still feels like something or someone is missing. I'm so excited. Hey everyone, today I'm with a boss woman. Hey, Dr. Angela, how are you?
I'm great, Rye. How are you? I'm so excited to be here.
You are the sweetest. I think you might be the nicest doctor ever. I wouldn't want to eat apples to keep you away. I would want to like come see you multiple times.
That's amazing. Well, come on anytime. We can just hang out and chat all things skin health.
Listen, we're just girls, so of course we're going to chat all things skin health and good products because I feel like we were talking before we hit record, and there's a lot of pretty products on the market, but they're not so good for you.
Absolutely. And I think it's so confusing because there's a lot of mixed messaging coming through social media from various influencers, from so-called experts. So I think, let's dive into what you want to look for in skincare, what to avoid. And what I want to provide your community with is a lot of evidence-based information and then also the clinical perspective that I've developed after treating patients in my dermatology practice for a couple of decades now. So it's a lot of information and a lot of experiences to draw from.
I'm excited, and hopefully Santa's listening so he knows what to get everyone, for Christmas, since that is coming up. We have Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. Where has the year gone? Whoa.
I
Whew.
know. So quick. It flies by. Everybody says like it goes faster as you get older. And I was always like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I'm older. I'm like, it's all going so quickly. It's
Not
flying
very
by.
old though. Your skin, like you look
But
amazing. You're only in your 20s. I know you have kids, but like you're only 25.
surely, yeah, I am in my 20s raising teenagers.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
That's
wish,
girl math,
but
right?
yeah, that's right. No, all good things. I love where I am and just the wisdom of experience. And like, it's so, every stage is so fun. And I wish I could go back to my 20 something year old self and like remind her to enjoy this journey. Because I think in your 20s, you're so often kind of looking forward to that next thing and kind of the next steps. But it is also such a time to just enjoy your friends and the experiences and the newness of things, your career and all of those exciting milestones.
I love that. And I agree with you. So let's talk a little bit about your brand and then some of these products that maybe look beautiful, but we should kind of not put in our, on our Christmas list this year.
Yeah, so our brand is Bright Girl Skincare, and it's one of the only dermatologist created clean pH balanced brands that was really specifically formulated for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And why did I create this for Gen Z and Gen Alpha? Because I am raising three daughters that are Gen Z and Gen Alpha, and just in searching for a brand that really connected with that age group with age appropriate ingredients that really messaged very specifically to those years between your teens and into your early and mid 20s. Your skin is very unique during that time period in your life. And if you are not choosing products that are really tailored to your skin during those stages, you're kind of working against your goals. So, when you select products that are geared towards more mature skin, it can cause a lot of irritation, inflammation, skin sensitivity, allergies. So, how do we avoid all of that and kind of cut the guesswork out for consumers who are going out to market and you're seeing all these brands on social media, you're going to the beauty stores and seeing all these brands and not knowing what to choose. So with Bright Girl, we of course left out all the things that many of your listeners are I'm sure very aware of and want to avoid: the parabens, the phthalates, the sulfates, the synthetic fragrances, any of those ingredients that we see in the dermatology world, and we know that they can be very irritating and inflammatory to skin at any age, but particularly skin within our teens and 20s is very susceptible to that irritation because our skin barrier is still developing during those years and it's still maturing. Our skin microbiome is evolving. So we have to be respectful with that when we choose our skincare products.
I love
So I
that.
think
Love
a
that.
good message.
Important to remember.
Yeah, it is. It's so important to remember. And it's important to remember that the skincare that's really geared towards correcting damage that we might have in our 30s and 40s is not the appropriate skincare in your early 20s before that damage has really set in. So often I think we're seeing products that have a lot of these strong actives, maybe the retinols, the alpha hydroxy acids, the peptides, the growth factors. And for young skin, that can be so overwhelming and actually tip the scales in the opposite direction of what we want to do, right? We want our skin to be glowing and clear and beautiful and radiant. And instead, those ingredients often cause irritation, blotchiness, allergies, skin sensitivity.
And we don't want those things.
We
That's
do
stuff
not.
on the naughty list that we want to avoid.
Right? Not on Santa's nice list.
No, absolutely not. So, was there a moment with your daughters when you realized like girls aren't getting skincare education like that they deserve?
Yes, it came. So this is, you and I were talking about this before we went on air. Kids never want to listen to what their parents have to say. And our family is no different than that. It does not, a perfect example of this, let me just share a quick story. In Vermont on vacation with our three daughters. This is a couple years ago. And we're at this very nice like ski resort. It's in summer, the summer months. And our, at the time, 13-year-old was like, what I really want, it was her birthday week, and she's like, what I want for my birthday is to get a facial at the spa. She had never had a facial before. And she goes and gets this facial, and it's this like luxurious experience, and she's all excited. And she comes out and she's like, Mom, the esthetician told me like I need this serum for my skin. And I'm looking at the serum, and what does it have? It felt like peptides and alpha hydroxy acids and exfoliants. And I said, oh, she told you that you need this for your skin. And she was like, yeah, yep, we need to buy it. And my husband turns to her and says, Eloise, are you going to listen to like the spa personnel or your double board certified dermatologist mom? And Eloise
Pick a good one
says,
with
I think
him.
I'm gonna go with the woman at the spa. That's who I'm gonna go with. Perfect example. They do not want to listen to what we have to say. In the we did not buy the product for her or
Thank
BTW.
gosh.
But,
Imagine you spent like $150 on chemicals.
Right, right. Yeah, we're not going there. But the facial was very nice and they used nice, appropriate ingredients, etc. It was just like, well, maybe that's not the best choice for your skin. And we so often run into that because until recently, there just weren't a lot of brands that were really geared towards skin during that stage. So, I used to bring home skincare from my office as a dermatologist. We get bombarded with samples from all of like the major brands, the Neutrogenas, CeraVe, Cetaphil, you name it. Like we get full size samples all the time. They want us to use them for our patients. They want us to use them ourselves. Those are all great brands. Those are brands that we use in our household and we love. I would bring those brands home to my teen and tween daughters and be like, here's your body lotion and here's your face wash. And they would be like, Mom, like it doesn't smell nice and the packaging is just blah. It's too white and like not exciting. And so they didn't want to use these. And they gravitated towards the other extreme where they were wanting to use these very heavily fragranced, glittery, like colorful packaged skincare products. I won't name names, but like a lot of ingredients that I was like, that is definitely not going to be beneficial for your skin. So it was convincing them that they needed to get into good habits and really like find a brand that resonated with them. And when I went to look for that brand, I never found it. I searched and searched and couldn't find it. And I heard that same story from patients, from my friends, from family members. And that was kind of the inspiration to start Bright Girl. It was really curating a brand that was made for them, but also made by them. Because during the process of research and development for Bright Girl, we got input from countless teenagers and college students that really shaped this brand and gave us feedback on the absorption of the formulations and the scents that we chose and how things felt on their skin and the whole experience of using it. So I think if you are not really listening to what they want, you're going to kind of miss the boat. But because we were so intentional about involving our target audience, that's really led to our success. And what I know as a dermatologist who treats skin damage and skin cancers in my practice for a living is that when we get young people on board with good habits starting in their tween years and then they continue those lifelong, they will prevent almost 90% of the damage that we're seeing in our dermatology practices. So the skin cancers, the pigmentation, the fine lines and wrinkles, all those issues that we're seeing down the line, and their skin will perform so much better. It'll be so much clearer and stronger and more resilient in the here and now.
Which we love, and that's important. And I think like, yeah, like these products are glittery and they're cute and they look amazing, but then it's like, what risk are you going to take at the end of the day? Because then when you get to be 25, your skin's going to break out easily and you're going to have sensitivity issues, and it's just going to cause you more issues than it is fun. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty and maybe your friends are using it, but maybe listen to what the dermatologist queen is saying, you know? Win for your husband there. We love him for defending you. You picked a good one.
He's always had my back. I definitely could not have started Bright Girl without his support. He's an amazing, he's such an amazing partner and has just been with me every step of the way. So it's really, it's been a joint venture. Yes, I'm the founder and CEO, but
Mm.
I couldn't do it without him and so many others around us that really fill in the gaps of expertise where I don't have that. Our cosmetic chemists, our packaging experts, our graphic designers, all of those people in their niches to bring this brand to life.
And I think something I love about you is you had this idea and you kind of looked at it from a like normal person perspective, not even a doctor, just as a mom, and you were frustrated. And thankfully you had the skills to articulate it, but you were like, you know what, it's not on the market, so I'm gonna put it there. And I just think that's so girl boss. A lot of people think they're gonna do something, they say they're gonna do something and they don't do it, but you did it. And I love that you did it because it's probably changing lives throughout the world. I mean, I did some research and a lot of people love the products. I can't wait to use them and put it on my Instagram. But I just think it's it's nice when you can relate to the story of the skincare product you're using, and it's not just a bottle on your sink. There's a story behind it, and you can really realize like, wow, the person who made this and developed it made it for me. They saw me and they saw maybe what I'm dealing with, and they thought all of that in mind when they were articulating the product. So thank you for doing that. That really means a lot
Well,
to me as a young woman.
thank you so much for your kind words. And I think, all of us love supporting brands that are very mission driven. And when those brands stem from a very authentic and personal story, I think so many successful brands are started as a solution to a problem that an individual was facing. And I just want to encourage any of your listeners that are seeing a gap in the market. Maybe they're experiencing a struggle in their own lives and they're thinking, well, why hasn't somebody invented like such and such? Go out and do it. Like if I can do it, anybody can. You've written books. Like if anybody can do these things, like it's just you got to have that conviction. And it truly is just putting one foot in front of the other, and just making a little progress every day. And before you know it, you look back and think like, wow, I've really come a long way. I've accomplished a lot from the time that this little seed of an idea started in my mind as this concept. And now we've watered it and grown it into something significant.
And it's beautiful and it's really therapeutic too, because like you can pour so much energy into something that you know is going to benefit others, but also help you in a way, because maybe you didn't have that product or idea or whatever you're going to put on the market when you were younger. So it's almost like you're healing your inner child too.
100% right. I think you put that so well. I can only treat so many patients in my practice because there's a limited amount of time and I want to give enough time to each of my patients. But we can help so many more, countless more individuals through Bright Girl. We can reach them, we can give them the tools, the resources, the knowledge, and really empower them with that understanding of how to care for their skin. And once we've done that, once they have that knowledge, it's part of them and they hold that with them forever and they build on that throughout as they grow.
Exactly. And then they have a kid and then they teach their daughter that. And then it just keeps expanding.
Cycle continues.
I want to ask
Yes.
you, I mean, I feel like it's kind of weird for guys to do skincare, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I think skincare is for everyone. Do you agree? Do you make your husband do skincare?
My husband is the biggest fan of Bright Girl, and
I
he will,
love that.
he,
Stop it. I'm
and
obsessed.
he joke. I mean, it takes, I guess, a confident man, right, to be like, yes, I love this skincare brand that's made for girls that are Gen Z. Like, and he uses it every single day.
He's
He
your
will
he's your
swear up and
laughing at.
down that our Day and Bright moisturizer is his absolute favorite. As he says, it's a drink of water for my skin every morning. It gives me all the hydration and my skin feels so good. And then he puts on our sunscreen and goes about his day. But yes, you brought up a very important point. There are so many parallels between men and women and our skin. We all deal at some level with the same issues, how hormones affect our skin, oil production, skin sensitivity, acne breakouts, etc. All of that is common for us as men and women. As women, we may see some variations as we cycle throughout the month. We may see more differences based on our hormones, and maybe if we struggle with PCOS or other conditions, how that affects our skin. But men and boys have many of those same issues, not the PCOS and not the cycle changes, but they still have hormones that are
Hope not.
affecting their skin, right? And still have a lot of those same themes. So it's really like one message I want to convey to your audience, and something that's really encouraging and I think gives us hope, is that there is so much evidence about how the simple act of a consistent skincare regimen can benefit our skin, all things from acne to eczema to seborrheic dermatitis to skin sensitivity. So even if you do nothing else but wash your face with a pH balanced cleanser, moisturize your skin, and put on sunscreen every day, the results are overwhelmingly exciting that you can achieve much clearer, healthier, stronger, and more resilient skin simply by doing that very streamlined regimen every day. But you got to stay consistent with it. So you can't skip days of washing your face. It's not ideal to skip days of moisturizing. Your skin goes through a circadian rhythm, just like our bodies do, and it depends on that nourishment and support on a consistent basis.
I love that.
So, yeah, but it's really been exciting in the dermatology literature that we've seen more and more studies showing that just those simple acts go such a long way to supporting our skin. And I think the best analogy for listeners to understand, it's just like brushing and flossing your teeth every day. Right. And we don't skip brushing our teeth. Hopefully we don't skip it.
The
And
dentist, door is going to be booming. Everyone's going to be
yeah,
there.
yeah. And we also start those habits from the time we're young, right? From the time we get our first tooth. So we should really be approaching our skincare in the same manner and caring for it from the time we're young, even in our childhood years, up through our teens and into our 20s and beyond, but making sure that we're selecting the right ingredients and the right formulations to support our skin during those stages.
I love that. So you used a word that I know what it means because I'm a science girly, but maybe the audience doesn't. Maybe we all hate chemistry. Who knows? I mean, I don't like chemistry, but anyways, what does pH balanced actually mean, and how can you kind of understand why it's important and why it might matter more than we might think?
Yeah. So if you think back to your high school chemistry days, and we remember the
Flashbacks.
pH scale, I know this may be bringing up like some PTSD for
I'll do a
people, or
trigger warning.
maybe bringing some excitement. People might be getting really excited right now. But you remember that pH scale, and you probably had like that litmus paper that you like dipped in things, and it determined like what the pH was. So with seven, so it's a scale of 0 to 14, with seven being completely neutral. So I think a good example, like water is completely neutral. As we move from 7 to 14, things are more alkaline. As we move from seven down to one, things are more acidic. So you got like lemon juice, and like acidic substances down in that low pH, like 2 or 3. And then you've got things like ammonia and like certain detergents and some soaps that are more alkaline. Our skin pH is actually a little bit towards the acidic side. So our skin pH sits around like a 4.5 to 5.5 on that pH scale. So it's more acidic than water. And when we use skincare products that are alkaline in nature, which many like soaps, like a bar soap is a good example. If you're using something like a Irish Spring or Dial or something like that, those are pretty alkaline products. When we put those on our skin does not like that. Our skin often gets irritated, red. It can kind of strip our skin barrier. Some of your listeners may have experienced this when your skin feels like tight and red and inflamed and kind of irritated after you wash it. You're probably using a product that's not really meshing well with your skin pH. So when we formulated Bright Girl, pH was really top of mind for me because I've seen in my practice how much more successful skin is with pH balanced products versus not. So all of our formulations are pH balanced to work with the skin's pH. And in doing that, you're going to support a stronger skin barrier. Your skin's going to be more resilient, more flexible to everything that it encounters during the day. And it's also going to help that skin microbiome really flourish and blossom. And that's just like your gut microbiome. When all the organisms in that are fed and working as they need to, it makes your skin so strong and like kind of like bulletproof. Like we can like face anything that comes our way. But if we're not supporting that microbiome and barrier, that sets the stage for all those issues that we mentioned with the acne and eczema, inflammation, etc.
I honestly think it's so beautiful. We like our bodies know what works, and our skin like literally says like, "Hey, this doesn't work." Like you like maybe us as girls, obviously, we just get insecure when little things don't go our way, but that little acne like on your face is telling you something, and it's like wants you to listen to it, and maybe you should. You know what I mean? I think that's so beautiful though. Like we get emotional and upset about it, but it's so cool the human body knows like yep, this product works. Keep it around. I love it. And then please never put that on my face again. Like, I just think
Yeah, yeah.
science is so beautiful for that.
It's amazing. It really is just so incredible when you think that you're getting kind of that immediate feedback about how your body is responding. And you can apply that to your diet too. Like we all know things that we eat that make us not feel so great or sluggish, and that some of us are more sensitive to certain dietary things versus others. But our skin is very much the same way. And there's definitely not a one size fits all. So some of us have skin that skews towards the more sensitive side. Others of us have skin that can handle a lot. So it's really important to be in tune with how your skin individually is responding to any particular product. And also just remembering that there's not a one size fits all. So even when you're seeing that creator or celebrity that you really admire using a product and it's working great for them, doesn't always translate to being successful for you.
I love that. So speaking of celebrities, do you have any like celebrity skin that you're obsessed with? I love Hailey Bieber. I think she has beautiful skin.
She does have beautiful skin. Gosh, like not really. I have to be honest with you, Rye. I
She's
don't
my favorite
follow.
celebrity.
Do I have a what's
I said,
that?
can you be my favorite celebrity?
Oh my
Because
gosh. Well, I'm a long way from being a celebrity, but if I ever make it to that status,
my
I
celebrity. So
so with my generation, I really admire women who have aged so beautifully. So I look at like the Reese Witherspoons, Demi Moore, Nicole Kidman, because I think it's like much easier to have gorgeous glowing skin in your younger years, and it's a whole lot more challenging to like maintain that marathon of skin health and skin beauty through your life. Our skin is so much more forgiving in the younger years, so it's easy to see these celebrities and these influencers that are in their like early 20s or throughout their 20s, and your skin is just a whole lot more forgiving. So I love Hailey Bieber, don't get me wrong, like, and many others of her generation. But to me, it's really impressive, those women who have like walked the walk for decades.
I love that. And it really goes to show you like the habits you have when you're younger do matter when you're older because it will show up in your face and in your body and in everything you do. So you got to start today.
It It truly is. And we know there's a ton of research demonstrating that the earlier we start those habits, the easier it is to stick with them lifelong because we're building that foundation. And when it comes to your skin health, I look at it as like every time you're caring for your skin, every day that you put sunscreen on, every day that you're performing that routine, it's like money in the bank. You're putting a deposit of wealth into that bank of skin health, so to speak. So the more you build that up in your younger years, it makes your skin health journey so much easier as you get into your 30s and 40s and beyond.
I love that.
And it allows your skin to perform its best in the here and now too, because I know that my teenagers could care less when I'm like, you got to wear your sunscreen so you don't get a skin cancer when you're older. They're like, yeah, whatever. Like that doesn't apply to me. They don't care about that. Like they're not thinking about what their skin's going to be like in 20 years, but they do care that it's clear and
Right.
radiant right now.
Look cute
So
and pretty, and you know what I mean. I'll don't worry. I'll make a video telling them to wear their sunscreen. I'll send it to you.
And they will listen to you. They may not listen to me, but they will listen to you,
Got
right?
you. I'll be the skincare mentor. You can just tell me the certain sciencey things to say, and I got you.
Perfect. We'll
Uh,
make it happen.
Something you said, my mind is laughing because I remember when I was younger, I had a dermatologist tell me like I needed to be careful because I'm pale and I have blonde hair and light eyes. I needed to make sure I wore sunscreen. So do you have any tips for maybe some pale girlies listening to this for them
Mhm.
to take extra good care of their skin because of that little warning I got? I think it was 11. Oh my gosh. I was like, why is this guy saying this to me? And I was like, oh, now I get it.
But it was a very impactful message, right? Because you remember it even now
It
to this
truly was.
day.
I didn't understand it at the time. And then as I got into science and skincare and whatever, I was like, oh, I get it now. Like I'm more prone to getting skin cancer, to getting burned outside easily.
Yeah. I mean, and the truth is, I see, unfortunately, far too many 20-something year olds in my practice that I'm treating skin cancers on. So, Yeah, yeah. My youngest patients with skin cancer have actually been in their late teens, and
Oh,
they are usually very fair, like you, blonde hair or reddish hair, and very fair skin. And that kind of sets the stage for being very susceptible to sun damage. So, what I would tell individuals who are pale or fairer skinned, you want to look for mineral sunscreens. And the reason is that mineral sunscreen, there's a few reasons, but mineral sunscreens are going to provide a broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection. If it's tinted sunscreen, it's also going to protect against blue light. So any sunscreen that has tint or color in it will protect against blue light or visible light. Mineral sunscreens are also a lot less irritating to the skin. So we know that some of the chemical sunscreen ingredients, like oxybenzone is a big one, have a higher likelihood of causing allergic dermatitis or allergic reactions and skin sensitivity. And not across the board, so I don't want to generalize here, but individuals with fairer skin can be a little bit more susceptible to sensitive skin irritation, and it shows up on the skin. So
so
sticking,
easy.
yeah, so you can relate, right? And
I
I
know, like
can
if I squint
too.
around my face, I'm like, where did that come from? There's a little red,
Right. It's like
red
a little ready blotchy spot. So
mark.
when we stick with the mineral sunscreens, those are very inert. So they sit nicely on our skin and very rarely cause irritation. So all you have to do is look for products that say mineral sunscreen. It's usually kind of front and center. The Bright Girl sunscreens are mineral sunscreens. We have a sheer version and a tinted version. Or you're looking for the active ingredient to be zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. Those are the mineral sunscreen ingredients. And it's exciting because we've come a long way with mineral sunscreens. Some of your listeners may have tried mineral sunscreens that are thick, pasty, they don't absorb, they leave a whitish cast. We've moved far beyond that now, and there's so many options that are very cosmetically elegant. They really absorb beautifully, give a nice glow to the skin, but act as a physical barrier. So when the ultraviolet rays hit our skin, they're literally like bouncing back off because those mineral sunscreen particles are reflecting those ultraviolet rays off of our skin, so they're not causing the damage.
So interesting. I think it really is important. And a lot of times we think, oh, it's just my face. Like, oh, whatever. I'll use soap and water and it will be okay. And it's like, no, your skin is just as important as putting on muscle or whatever other thing you want to focus on within your body. You have to take care of it. I mean, it's a huge part of who you are. And then when it goes wrong, you can't be like, I wonder why. You know what I mean? You have to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing so you can look good, feel good, and function well.
Absolutely. And you're bringing up a good point talking about like muscle and our health as a whole. When we have inflammation in our skin, it actually translates to inflammation in our body. A good example of this, there were some studies done probably like it was a little over a decade ago about individuals who moisturize their skin, so like full body moisturization after every shower versus individuals who didn't. And what that study found is individuals who don't moisturize their skin have a lot more inflammation in their skin. And that translates to inflammation in their body, like internally. So, and we all know, I'm sure all of your listeners know, inflammation is like the enemy of all things health and wellness. And it wreaks havoc on everything. And although those levels of inflammation might not be as destructive as inflammation from other things like disease or certain things that we ingest or medications, it's still significant enough. And it kind of points out to just what you're saying. If you're not caring for your skin or you're neglecting to nurture and support your skin, give it the moisture it needs to be strong, then you're kind of setting the stage for that damage to occur in your skin, which is then going to trickle down to the rest of your body and affect your overall health and wellness.
Definitely. So you have girls, and I know you're probably gonna laugh at this, but or maybe you're gonna be like, yeah, I hear this all the time. Social media is great and I love it and I'm on it and I'm obsessed with it, but it also comes with comparison. Have your girls talked to you about maybe looking at people's skin and wanting to look like someone, wanting to have their skin look a certain way? And do you have any tips for maybe listeners who might be struggling with that? Because I think we need to all remember we're all different. All of our skins are different. We all require different things. And social media is fake too. We have all these filters that are not good.
And that is exactly the conversation we have is that everything is very curated and it's specific and individuals can crop and edit. change angles, put on filters. So we have to constantly remind them that it's not reality. We also have to remind them that the algorithm is often going to push those individuals that are, very successful in their way. And that doesn't always mean that it's like the most beautiful individual or the clearest. Because what I do like about social media is that there are also many very authentic creators that are sharing their story or sharing their struggle, so that young people can see that as well. But I think what we're finding in our household, I can only speak to our own personal experience, is that what is being fed to our daughters are these very idealistic, beautiful creators where everything is just so, and it's very curated and very specific. And so that's the ideal that they're living up to. And we have to and they consume it voraciously. Like they are constantly on their phones scrolling. Our 17 and our 14-year-old, our 11-year-old is still too young and she's not on social media. But I think you just as parents, we have to keep having those conversations with them. We have to keep encouraging them to get out and make real connections in person and connect with their friends. And then we also have to instill in them those habits that build confidence and self-worth. An interesting statistic is that our self-worth and self-confidence usually peaks around age 8 for most of
Oh,
us as women. So we live our younger years and we get to about age 8 where we feel like we're on the top of the world. We don't really care what anybody else is doing or what anyone else is thinking about. And it's as girls reach, I would say, like, fourth grade, fifth grade, they start to be more aware of what's going on with their peers. They might be comparing themselves, whether it's the way that they look or how they're performing in school or their ability with sports. And that's when the self criticism starts. So we really have to, like, I wish there was a way that we could take that confidence that we have at age 8 and like wrap it up in a little package, a bow, and like put it in their heart to keep with them lifelong so that they don't forget how they felt at that age when like nothing mattered. They didn't care what other people were doing or what other people thought. Like they were just themselves. So we have to keep coming back to that and like whatever we can do as friends to those people, as family members, to really remind them how special and unique each of them are.
no, definitely. And I think everyone listening, pause the episode and go tell someone that they're beautiful, hopefully a girl, because it's hard. It's hard being a girl. It's hard being a girl. I know it's hard being a girl. We're hard on ourselves too.
It's hard, but it's also the most fabulous thing
So
in the
fun.
world to
It's
be
so fun though.
a
Like a
girl.
guy
Like
can
it's
never
so
understand
great.
the serotonin when we're shopping for skincare or clothes or getting coffee. Like that's it. Like I'm happy. That's heaven. That's heaven right there.
Yes, and it is. It's those simple things that we do, right? Like how happy does that? Like I know it makes me over the moon happy to have a really good coffee that I enjoy. And just like that simple ritual to like go for a walk, to call one of my friends on the phone and chat with them. What you and I are doing right now, connecting with other women in it. It's like the sisterhood that exists among us as girls and women is so powerful and so awesome.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky, and I think it's unique. I'm not a guy, so I can't relate exactly to the brohood. I know it's there, but I think what we have is very special.
I agree. I agree. I love being a girl and I love the Barbie movie too. I think that really put it together on what it's like to have a girlhood.
Absolutely. And yes, a lot of positive messages for all
Barbie has
generations.
great skin. If we want to talk about skin, whew,
Oh, I know. Spot on. Yes.
Ian, what are we using? Like, you want to just jump through the screen and like be a Barbie too and ask you, like
I
interview
know.
you in the movie, like podcast of Barbie.
Gorgeous. Absolute perfection. 100%.
So speaking of coffee, is coffee bad for your skin? I mean, I'm a coffee girl, so please don't tell me no. Like, please don't tell me no.
No, actually, there's a lot of studies that show that
I
the
like you. I like you.
antioxidants, yes.
Tell
No,
me.
it's
I know.
good news for all the coffee lovers, coffee or green tea lovers too. So the polyphenols and antioxidants in coffee and green tea. So maybe you're a matcha drinker too, or if any of the listeners, I love a good matcha too, but I love my
I like I
coffee.
can't I'm a coffee girl, but like I can't like matcha just is not like I can't find something I like.
Maybe you haven't had the right matcha yet.
Maybe. I'm gonna be DMing you later, like, hey girl,
Yes.
we're friends now.
Yes.
Like,
Keep an
yeah.
open mind. And like next time you're in like New York or Miami, like there are some amazing matcha places.
Hey, I'm in Florida.
But
Miami's right
yes, but good news for all is that coffee and matcha very beneficial for your skin. So studies show again that those antioxidants, the polyphenols that come from the green tea leaves in the matcha or the coffee beans, very beneficial for the skin. There are some studies that have actually demonstrated that ingestion of 4 or more cups of coffee, which is a lot, that's way more than I would drink in a day,
now.
can actually help reverse the signs and symptoms of rosacea. So if you have rosacea-prone skin, the caffeine and the antioxidants from coffee can actually be beneficial. So I think there's probably a happy medium. If you're even drinking a cup or two of coffee, it's very beneficial for the skin. Where we might lose that benefit is that if you're loading your coffee with a lot of sugary, like creamers, sweeteners, etc., we know that high sugar containing foods or anything that has a high glycemic index is very inflammatory for the skin. So that's kind of offsetting the coffee benefits. But again, I think there's a happy medium. I like a little sweetness in my coffee. I often use nut milks in my coffee, but then I'll also put in a little heavy whipping cream to give it just that richness. And then a natural sweetener like a honey or maple syrup. I throw some collagen powder in mine, some cocoa powder to give it that depth of flavor because cocoa powder also has is jam-packed full of antioxidants. And then you have like a really healthy, like it's a drink that's like super enjoyable, but has so many skin health benefits. What do you put in your coffee? Like, what's your coffee order?
So I'm a lavender. I don't know if you've ever had like a lavender latte. I love a good
So
like lavender
good.
oat milk latte. It's
Love it.
so good. And it's good for anxiety too. And I just like find that I don't know. I like things that I can drink and be like, okay, this is also benefiting me health wise and not going to just be drinking this for fun. It's also doing something for me. I always laugh because I see people drink like non-caffeine drinks and I'm like, I could never, like in my head, I can't justify why I would buy something that doesn't have caffeine in it. Like, what are we doing? Um, like,
Right? Like, what's the point?
what's
That's
the
just like
point?
a big,
It's
like,
just sugar.
yeah,
It's just a milk.
right.
Like, what are we? Anyways, but I love a good like lavender oat milk latte. I'm an espresso girl, oat milk all the way. Maybe a fun cold foam. You know, little milk.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course,
Love a good cold foam. Do you ever make your own cold foam?
I do. It's so fun. Like I feel like I'm like a barista. I'm like blending, and it's like it's amazing.
We have a whole like coffee matcha operation going on in the Casey household. Like we literally
I'm on the way.
have
I'm your newbie
like
coffee maker.
yeah, we have all like the frothers and the Nespresso machine and our girls are all into it and they'll make the homemade cold foams and like they are very specific about like blending their matchas and it's just a whole thing. But it's a lot of fun. That's a fun ritual that we can bond over. But from a skin health perspective, thumbs up.
Thank you. I'll see you at Christmas. I'm on the way. Pulling up. I want a home coffee. Tell one of your daughters.
Made to order coffee. Yes.
Exactly. But I'm glad it's good for the skin as well. I would have cried a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's also good for
Yeah.
your skin. You know what I mean? We gotta hydrate too. We gotta drink some water. That's important. A lot of people forget that. I'm just like that,
I
like
know it's such a basic thing. But if you're not a big water drinker, so if you don't love drinking water, the good news is that you can do even carbonated waters. If you're a sparkling water person, that's good for you. If you're an iced tea drinker, that's good for you. As long as you're getting that hydration in and not consuming too much sugar with it and not too much caffeine. So I'm not a huge fan of like the energy drinks as a hydration source because the amount of like sweeteners and caffeine can kind of outweigh some of those hydration benefits. But it's actually, I did an article, I did like an expert kind of opinion for an article about hydration recently. And all of the studies show that as long as you're consuming those fluids in some sort of beverage form, so it can be through your coffee, through your tea, through sparkling beverage, through a flavored water, you're still getting those hydration benefits. So if you're not a person that loves just drinking plain water, you can still be well hydrated and your skin can benefit.
and if you're a kidney doctor, just skip that part. You didn't hear us say that actually. We love water over here, all of us, like, team water.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I love my plain water, but not everybody does. Some people like a little bit of fruit flavor. So just throw some fresh fruit
You're
in
a
your water
dermatologist. You
bottle.
get a pass. You know what I mean? Like, that's not
That's
your field. Like, thumbs up. Okay, so as we kind of wrap this up, I want to do a rapid fire, but before we get to that, I want to ask you, maybe you're new to skincare shopping. Where do we start with Bright Girl? What are maybe some four starter products you think they should
yeah,
check out? It's
absolutely.
like
So when you
overwhelming, right? Like, is that just when you
it,
add to cart, you're like, what am I adding? What am I looking at? Like, it's all
right. And like, what do I really need in my skincare regimen? What don't I need? So first of all, when you buy Bright Girl, just a reminder, everything you're getting is clean and pH balance. It's all been clinically studied and specifically clinically studied in Gen Z. So we did like full IRB approved clinical studies for Gen Z. Every patient in the study was a Gen Zer,
cute.
which is very cool. Thank you.
Colors are my favorite. Like,
Yeah, the little like
so beautiful.
travel packs on the go. But really, it just comes down to cleanser and moisturizer. So our Bright and Clean pH balanced facial cleanser is like the best, most refreshing cleanse that your skin's going to get. It has skin conditioning agents like avocado oil and aloe that are going to help nourish your skin, which is why you're going to feel so great after using it and never feel like tight or irritated or dry. And then pair that with our Day and Bright moisturizer, which is morning or evening. You want to moisturize your skin, preferably both. But that moisturizer has the perfect blend of humectants that draw water into your skin, the emollients that help repair your skin barrier, and then those occlusives that keep that hydration locked in. So that's the win. And then every morning you choose whether you want sheer or tinted, but one of our mineral sunscreens. If you only do those three products, you're going to be like winning when it comes to your skin health and you're going to be glowing. And then if you are acne prone, I would add in also our Bright Tone toner. So toner is going to help regulate oil production in your skin. It's going to help with hydrating and help reset that skin pH that we talked about earlier so that your skin is going to absorb moisturizer better. So for oily or acne prone individuals, I would definitely add in the Bright Tone toner as well. And that's all you need. It's really just 3 to 4 products, and it's that simple. And you don't have to layer in the complicated routines and multiple steps. You can really keep it simple, but keep it consistent. Use it every single day.
I love that because I think like what we see online is this like 10-step skincare routine. You need to roll your face and put ice cubes on your face. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't even have time sometimes to do this stuff. Like, hold on, let's be practical and real and human. And what you just said, I'm like, okay, college students can do that. High school
Yeah,
students
you can
can do
do
that.
it. It
You're
takes just
boom,
a couple
in the
minutes
car, you know what I mean?
and
On the way.
like truly self-care is health-care. And that
Make you
little bit of self-care, it is so healthy for us. That prevention, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When we get those habits on board, we can prevent so much of that damage. We are, in a sense, pampering and treating ourselves, but with the benefit of overall health as it relates to our skin. So it's just that reminder to the audience that sometimes these rituals that were like, oh, it's frou-frou or too indulgent. No, it's actually healthy. It's actually just so good, not only for our skin health, but our overall wellness and our mental health as well.
and like who doesn't want to like boost their serotonin by buying like cute skincare products? Come on.
Right. It's yes, it's a win-win, a
Add to
much
cart
better way to
anytime.
boost your
Unhappy.
serotonin than many other. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
you're
yes.
ready. Fun
You
rapid
ready?
fire. Let's do it. Makeup wipes, do we keep them? Are we canceling them?
I would cancel them. Too
Okay.
many chemicals and preservatives that can potentially irritate your skin. Only use them if you have no other option,
How do we
but
get
cancel.
makeup off otherwise? What do we do?
So there are so many great makeup removers. I like the balm base, like the makeup or the cleansing balms are great. I love micellar water. There's like, that I actually love like the Neutrogena oil-free eye makeup remover. I love that product. It's very non-irritating, gentle ingredients, safe for sensitive skin. So many other better alternatives.
Okay. Ice rollers, are they helpful or are they just hype?
I'm neutral on that. So not super helpful. And there's a lot of hype, but I will also say if you love that ritual and it helps your mental health, it helps you unwind and de-stress, and you feel more confident, then go for it. It's not going to hurt anything.
It's kind of funny. Like I have one, but it's like it just feels weird. I don't know. Like it just feels
For
unnatural.
me,
Like if
that's
I'm
like
tired, you know what I mean? Maybe.
it's too high maintenance. Like that's a step that I can easily eliminate from my skincare regimen because I'm like, I don't want to spend the couple minutes it takes to ice roll.
Take
It's
a cold
too
shower instead, actually. You know, they're
right.
double cleansing, essential or optional?
Double cleansing is really essential if you are a big makeup wearer. And even for removing sunscreen sometimes. It is very hard to get makeup off adequately if you're not double cleansing and really using a product that's dedicated to binding those makeup particles and taking them off your skin. And then using a gentler pH balanced cleanser to get the rest of the residue off.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Botox?
I love Botox.
Thank
I
you.
am a
Finally.
huge fan. Again, it comes down to prevention, and a little bit of Botox can save you from so many issues down the line. It is a very exciting time in cosmetic dermatology where we can do these little procedures, Botox and maybe a chemical peel or a laser to correct damage. And I really think that we are evolving away from ever needing to do those more invasive surgical procedures or intense lasers because we can do these little maintenance things along the way to keep our skin healthy and radiant.
I love that. Sunscreen in the winter. Are we required or can we skip that one?
Absolutely required every single
I'm
day.
in Florida,
You're
so I have
not
no choice.
hibernating in your house all winter. And even if you are, there's a window somewhere and ultraviolet rays are coming through a window. So ultraviolet A rays go right through glass. So if you're driving in your car, if you're sitting by a window, if you're running out to the grocery, you are still getting sun exposure. Even on cloudy days, 70% of the ultraviolet rays are coming through the clouds.
Okay.
Sunscreen every single day.
Okay. We have no choice, guys. She just
You
clocked.
knew I was going to say, I mean, I'm a skin cancer surgeon. You know I'm going to say that.
She's gonna tell us. So some of us, especially some blonde girl, needs to work on that.
Every
Okay,
day,
not
Rye.
perfect.
Every single
Okay,
day.
promise. I'll make it like a fun routine. I'll do it when I'm making my coffee or something.
There you habit stack it with something you enjoy and that you do every day, and then you won't forget.
There we go. Okay. Biggest teen skincare mistake in one sentence.
Hmm. Going into your kitchen and making DIY skincare
I was
products.
hoping you'd say this because the trend on TikTok was making me, I was like, why are we putting avocado on our face? Can we like let the chemist and the people that do this for a living do that and us be normal teenagers? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of those kitchen food, whether it's avocado or lemon or for some people, coconut oil is very, very irritating to the skin. There's a lot of contact allergies there. Lemon is very harsh and abrasive to the skin. So when we're going into the kitchen and pulling out ingredients for skincare, it's usually a big no-no and it's only going to lead to irritation and harm for our
And in
skin.
your house, we would hear a mom fix it, please. What happened?
Right?
Mom, my face, please.
Why is my skin burning off and it's blotchy and
That's
red?
when they want to listen to you. You know what I mean?
Right,
Then there's
right.
problems. They're like, please, mom, it's picture day tomorrow. Fix my face. I didn't mean it. Let's start making slime again, not skincare products, you know.
Exactly.
I feel like my skin got better by talking to you. Is that possible? Did you just like give me some good
You're
vibes?
feeling the good energy. I can see it. Like you're getting excited. You're
Love
going to
it.
be wearing your sunscreen every
I
day
know, I'm gonna like,
now.
I'm gonna start tagging you. You're gonna see a bunch of stories and be like, wearing it. You know what I mean?
I love it.
We did it.
Start those
Thank
good
you for
habits.
joining me.
Thank you so much, Rye. It's been such